welcome. This is an East Coast Rail fan, and you're watching Engines of Reading Northern, Episode 2. In the first episode, we talked about Reading and Northern's SD50s with their history and now. Today, we will talk about Reading and Northern's GP39RNs, past and present. The GP39s are some of my favorite units on the Reading and Northern because of their history and looks. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. The year is 1960 and General Electric's U-25B is doing pretty well for itself. With 2,500 horsepower and being the first big hit locomotive sold by GE, it certainly earned its keep on many railroads. But GE's competitor, EMD, with their GP20 was their best locomotive, only rated at 2,000 horsepower. So, EMD needed to make something to match the U-25B. So then, EMD in 1961 made the GP30. The GP30 is a 4-axle locomotive with 2,250 horsepower. In total, 948 units were produced, including 40 cabless B units from 1961 to 1963. The GP30 is quite recognizable because of their high profile and stepped cab roof. There were a big number of buyers for the GP30, including PRR, Reading, Union Pacific, Southern, B&O, C&W, Burlington Northern, Santa Fe, and many other railroads. In 1961, the Santa Fe bought 85 GP30s with road numbers ranging from 1,200 to 1,284. The GP30s were painted into a yellow bonnet scheme and a pinstripe scheme. Also, later in their service life, they were also painted into an SPSF scheme, which was basically just a yellow bonnet with a red base instead of the normal blue. The Santa Fe used their GP30s for mainline freight and passenger service, taking place of their old steam counterparts. In the early 1980s, Santa Fe rebuilt their GP30s and the GP30Us, upgrading them to 2,500 horsepower. Later in the GP30U's service life, when Santa Fe merged with the Burlington Northern making BNSF, the GP30Us were redesignated as GP39Ms, GP39Bs, and GP39Es. There was also another rebuilding program under BNSF which changed the looks of some units and removing the classic hump on the long hood. In 2016, BNSF traded 24 GP30Us in exchange for 26 GP38s with LTEX. At LTEX, the GP30Us went under another rebuild program and were reclassified as GP39-3s. Reading and Northern's GP39RNs, past and present. 2014 through 2025. In 2014, Reading and Northern bought 6 GP30Us from LTEX. When arriving to Reading and Northern, they were reclassified again to GP39RNs. GP39RNs were painted into 2 schemes. 4 of them were painted in a green body with yellow railings, safety stripes, plow, and lettering. The other 2 units were painted with a red base, yellow accents, handrails, plow, and safety stripes. The GP39s that were painted green also had a "In Memory of Jeff Seidel" painted on the bottom of the cab. R&N did that to commemorate Jeff Seidel, a longtime worker at Reading and Northern and good friend of Andy Moeller, the owner of Reading and Northern. Also, when the GP39s arrived to Reading and Northern, they were equipped with a headlight after arriving with a nose light. Soon after they were done getting their paint and receiving upgrades, they quickly went into service, doing some freight, but mostly passenger service. From LGSR trips to OSJT trips, they've done it all, pretty much being on every passenger trip for the Reading and Northern. Well, you might ask yourself, where are they now? When Reading and Northern bought the GP38s, they quickly put them on LGSR duty and OSJT trips, replacing the GP39s. The GP39s right now do odd jobs, locals, and sometimes extras. You can usually see them as power for PNGS, or as others call them, the Goodspringer, as of recently. You can usually see them idling in Tamaqua and Pittston if they're not already doing jobs around those areas. You can also see them doing coal jobs on the Pottsville line. The paint that they have right now is quite faded, and me as well as some of the others hope that they get some new paint. But it's safe to say that the GP39s on the Reading and Northern are a good fit for them. Well, thanks for watching. Big thanks to Down the Line Productions, Blue Mountain Rail Films, and Rich B for the clips and help for the video. Thanks to Action Anthra's site for the information and letting me film on Brickton. If you would like to see a certain locomotive reviewed on here, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe.